What's up, y'all? I'm Jenny,
I'm Brenda.
and you are watching
Crystal's Claws and Coffee.
But today we are switching it up and we're going back to the wine.
Oh, yes. Because you know why? It's New Year's Eve.
It is New Year's
It's
Eve.
not champagne, but it'll do.
It's fine. Wine. Yeah, tastes good.
Tasty.
Tastes like we're about to get a lot of shit done in 2022, okay?
I think she's right.
Mm.
I mean, how did we get here?
I
It
don't
felt
know.
like the time just zipped through, and here we are. It's almost 10 o'clock, New Year's Eve, 2021, and surprisingly, we were just here.
Yeah, we're just working.
We've
We've been working for like 10 hours now.
Which honestly is a great way, I think, in my opinion, to spend your last day of the year to set yourself up
Yeah.
for the next year.
Mm-hmm. I feel like am I feeling a little bit of FOMO because maybe I should be doing the festivities?
No one
But
is
then
out.
I'm like, no one is out, and I'm just so excited to be here doing this podcast and setting our intentions for 2022. That's what this one is for.
Yes,
We're setting our intentions for 2022, and the best way to do it is with my bestie.
I'm so excited for this one. For a little context, because who knows at what point you're going to be watching this, but COVID is crazy out here right now.
Yeah, it's running buck wild.
It is. It's like really crazy, and this is probably the best the best way to spend this new year,
Seriously though,
which I'm totally fine with.
Mhm.
But back to the case in point, 2022.
I feel like I saw this my phone's over there, but I saw this this meme just now on Instagram, and it was a woman and it was her sitting down, and she's like planting the seeds in 2020. And then in 2021 it was like just like growing. Yeah, it was like sprouting. And then 2022, which everyone is hoping for a year of abundance, and not only financially but really just spiritually, mentally, physically, everything. And it's just like the flowers are just coming out of her mind. So she's growing.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like such a beautiful thing.
You saw that too.
I just saw that. Yeah. And I just thought of it right now.
It makes so much sense because 2020, we just planted the seed, right?
Yeah.
We had no idea. We just had like new ideas.
We were hoping for the best. Yeah.
And then this year was like a throwaway year.
Yeah. It really
was.
Yeah.
It was like, let's see what happens, after a year of COVID, hoping things would get better. But, they did in some ways and they didn't, And 2022, I think we're all walking in a little bit more prepared.
Yeah.
Because we've gotten smarter and wiser and
stronger for sure.
For sure. So I think everyone's really looking towards 2022 as like a good year, or the best it could be in the conditions that we have right now.
Trying your best. And I think that's what's important. And I read that in that book that I just finished reading,
Four
Agreements.
Such a good book.
Yeah, it's such a great book. If you haven't read it, you should totally pick it up and read it. And the fourth agreement in that was do your best.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was like just very simple and well put, because it's like, he gave you all these agreements, but he's also telling you like, there's old programming that you learned when you were a child.
True.
And now that you've read this book and you are on this journey, just try your best. Like,
that's
it's
really
just
all you could do.
Yeah, just try your best.
I have that as my 9 p.m. alarm agreement. So I have all these alarms that go off during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And my 9 p.m. one, my last one of the night is, you did your best today, and that's all you can do.
Yeah. As long as you can go to bed and be like, I did the best that I could do.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I tried my best and this is what I did.
Yeah.
So sometimes you don't go to bed like that. Sometimes you feel very defeated. Let's be honest here.
We try though.
But you try to do the best.
The effort.
Yeah. So,
but I haven't really given much thought to this just yet, what we're about to talk about, which is like 2022 goals or resolutions. People like to set resolutions. I don't like to set resolutions because I feel like for the most part, I never stick to them. If they're like super specific. I like goals. Those are things I already set up for myself and, you know, reviewing them periodically. But I like to set like a word as an intention for the year. And I can't remember what I think my 2021 intention was to be intentional.
That's good. I mean, it's simple.
Yeah. And, you know, when we had our whole trip, we had a whole set of awakenings, messages.
Yeah.
That I think actually we kind of like stuck to through the rest of the year of 2021, which was, what was it? To let go of control, to be patient. And what was the third one? I thought I heard it earlier, but patience and
I don't know.
Maybe it was just two. Maybe that was it. But I think there were a lot of lessons this year that really taught us that lesson.
Yeah.
Or how to be those things. So yeah.
So I was listening to a podcast today, and Jay Shetty.
I love Jay Shetty.
And it was like a random podcast. I don't usually listen to a lot of podcasts. Like I just have to be in the moment for it. And it randomly came on, and he had said, be patient for the big thing and impatient for the small things.
Interesting.
So
never heard it put that way.
Me either. And it blew my mind because we have this big dream, aspiration, whatever it is that you want, right? That big thing that seems so unattainable to you at the moment, right? And you're doing all of the work to get to that goal, right? You're trying your hardest. And what he was trying to say is be patient for that big dream, because it could take 10 years.
Yeah.
It could take 10 years.
It takes time.
But be impatient for the small goals that's getting you there. So whatever all those little goals are, be impatient. Like work your ass off, get on it, and like just keep pushing. And I was just like, what? Like, hold on, like what? And it was such a great way to put it. And I just heard that today.
It really resonated.
And it was pretty dope. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it resonated for sure. I don't know what my word would be, but I think it would probably be to love. To love all things. To love all things, like first and foremost myself. To love myself deeply. And then, because once you love yourself deeply, you open that door.
Yeah, you have
to receive that.
You're full. Your vessel is full. So then you can pour that into other people.
Yeah, and just to love all things deeply, deeper.
I like that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just like, you know what? I don't want a life without that. So I feel like so many people have the negative side of it, but it's just like, I pretty much love everybody.
Well, love is the highest vibration.
It really is.
It is.
And I think that's what it is, to love.
That's a great achievement level to aim for.
Yeah. Like, it's just like, you know what? Why not?
That's going to be a challenge too.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, maybe that's what I need.
Well, good for you for challenging yourself on that.
I'm like, you know what? That's my word of the year. To love.
To love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been a love type of girl.
I love.
I've always been a love type of girl.
Me too.
Receiving love is different. That's different.
We're talking about a lot of different kinds of love. So that's one of them. We're working on those.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's my word.
I don't know. I have a lot of like new thoughts, downloads, or beliefs. And a lot of that was because I was unlearning a lot of old programming and like coming into new things. So I want to carry that on from this year to the next year. So I think one of the things that has been most immediate to me, because, you know, I've been working out a lot and like trying to get on that. I think what I've been thinking in that respect too, and it could apply to like all areas of my life, but to get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's a good space to be in.
Forcing myself to just get out there. And for me, I have a lot of resistance towards things that I don't want to do. But those are the things that you know you should do, but you put off. You know what I mean? Like, you should do those things, but you just don't. And for me, I've recognized a lot of things I have resistance to. Like before, it was probably like working out, like consistently every day. But since I've gotten into the habit of doing things that
momentum of it.
Yeah, building the momentum and like just telling myself to like practice, get better at this so that I get comfortable with it. And then it's no longer an uncomfortable thing.
Yeah.
And that for me is like, it applies to my whole fitness thing, to like the whole business side of things is like learning new things. And it's uncomfortable to be a beginner. Like no one likes to admit that they don't know something.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to overcome that so that you can actually get better at your craft or, you know, your hobbies, your job or whatever. It's just like, you have to accept that you're going to be uncomfortable because you're learning and you're growing.
Yeah.
And that's where all the growth happens, is in that space of like being uncomfortable, because it's like every quote and meme that we've ever seen, you know,
all
like in order to
all
grow
over Instagram on the feed.
You have to do something different. You have to get out of your mindset, your comfortable spot, and like just go for it. So that's hopefully something that I'm going to implement in this upcoming year, and like everything, and just going for it. Like don't second guess, just do it. It's weird, it's uncomfortable, but it's just because it's different.
Yeah.
And once it's not different anymore, you get into the habit of doing it, it becomes like a routine. So that's what I'm trying to learn too. New habits, new routines to like replace the old programming.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that for me, I've always been a jump right in type of person. I've always been like that.
Yeah, I can see that. You're a Capricorn.
I've always been a jump right in. Like maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but at least I tried.
Right.
Like I tried it, didn't work. But I think that I need to be more like, when I do that, I need to think about it a little bit, not be so impulsive. Like figuring out, like actually sitting down with myself and asking myself, like, is this really what you want?
That's a good one.
Because I feel like sometimes we just jump right in, not knowing if it's what we want or not.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't even bother
to
think ask ourselves.
A lot of it is just out of habit, and it's just something that you default to.
Yeah. So I'm just like, you know what? Ask yourself first. Sit with it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you can jump right in. So I think that's where.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah. I think that's like my little thing. No hesitancy though. I'm not putting it into being hesitant, because if you're hesitant about something, you have to really sit with yourself and ask, like, why are you hesitant? Like, why? You know, like there's something underlying that's different. So if there's hesitancy, I don't know if that would be something to even go for.
That's interesting. Okay. Because I'm a Libra. So I'm very indecisive, and I hate that about myself. I need to work on that. Not I should, but I need to. And I probably should do it in this upcoming year. Because sometimes it takes me so long to make a decision. I have the opposite problem you do. I sit on things for a really long time, to a point where like I either like give myself stress and anxiety over it because I keep thinking about it and I don't do anything, or it just kind of never happens. Okay. So I think for me is to act on it in a more timely manner. Yeah. Instead of overthinking it, because I'm an overthinker. Yeah. I'm a super overthinker. Yeah. Overthinker over here. You better meditate that out. I know. My God.
I think that I think that I think your body and your mind will tell you things, like, you know, when something's just not it.
Yeah. I've been tuning into that a little bit more, like listening to my gut, my intuition, because how many times have you done something, or you know that you should or should not do something, and then it happens and you're like, damn it, I knew it. And then it's because you ignored your intuition the whole time. So I think I need to get better at doing that listening part, and just going with my initial feeling, instead of like, I don't know, giving people the benefit of the doubt, let's say, or like trying something out even though you know that you hate something. Like, don't do it to yourself.
So because I was struggling with my intuition. I've always been like really good with intuition. My mom has always told me, she's like, you have to listen to your intuition. You have to listen to your intuition.
She ain't wrong.
You're really good. You're really good at it. And then I was going through some stuff and I was completely out of it, out of whack. Couldn't even figure out, out of balance, man. Couldn't figure out my intuition. And I read somewhere that when you are thinking, because a lot of people, they're like, well, how do I know it's my intuition? When it's your intuition, there's no anxiety. Write that down. When it's your intuition, there's no anxiety.
That's a good one.
So, but if you're working on something like an old program, something that happened, there's a whole bunch of anxiety attached to it because it was probably like something you had went through and then you're like, this is happening again. And then it's all like anxious and you're like all over the fucking place. So, but if it's your intuition, there's no anxiety attached to that. It's just there.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But in order to get to that like intuition, you have to do the work. Like, you know,
what's the work?
The work is making sure that meditating.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
Meditating, journaling, everything that we've been like talking about, like taking time to like find shit that you like to do. If you don't want to meditate, go for a fucking walk. If you don't want to meditate and you can't meditate, go for a run. There's different ways that you can meditate. I've been reading Thich Nhat Hanh. You know, that's my boy.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
For sure. He has a lot of great...
and he has so many different ways to meditate if you do not like to just sit with yourself and breathe in and out. And it's just, once you kind of do that and you really start listening to yourself, that's when it'll be a little bit more clear and you won't be so foggy in your mind on what your intuition feels like and what it sounds like too. Because sometimes it's just a voice in your head.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a voice. Yeah. Sometimes.
I've read in a couple of my books too that, you know, we oftentimes listen to our head more than we listen to our heart. And the answers are not in your head. They're in your heart. You know, so there's always going to be conflict because your mind, your ego wants you to be safe and comfortable and is trying to protect you, but it's not necessarily the thing that you should be doing that's best for you. And that answer comes from the heart, from the intuition. So yeah.
I think the best thing that you had told me, and I know that we're kind of drifting here, but speaking about mind, name her or him. Name your mind, like name your ego.
Yes, I have totally separated.
What was the name for yours?
Betty.
I don't have a name
She's
yet.
like a bitch.
I don't have a name yet. But she because sometimes this mind be doing, like, I'll sit down and I just made up, here goes my earring again. I just made like a whole different story. I have 5 chapters of a story.
Yeah.
5 chapters. Girl, what? Yeah. On one thought?
Well, I know it happens. When you don't have control over your ego will control you. And it will tell you a lot of stories that aren't necessarily truths. That's what your ego does. It makes
They're not true.
So before we get too far, last thing I want to add on this is like your ego will take.
We'll have an episode on this too.
We need to. Your ego will take your past experiences. And create an answer, a response to whatever your current situation is and apply that to the current situation. So you have to realize that your ego is just recognizing the patterns that you have and is trying to give you solutions. And that's why it's not, you know, you shouldn't be listening to your ego. It's not telling you the truth.
You gotta
the ego is not telling you the truth about anything. They'll tell you you're a fat bitch. They'll tell you you're dumb, that you don't deserve good things.
You're a horrible person. You're a shitty
all
person.
These things. And
that's not even true.
And that stuff is going on in your head over and over and over so much that you believe it, but it's not necessarily the truth. That's all I want to say about that. And we can definitely get into the nitty gritty into that. But to kind of wrap that up and like bring it back to our intentions for this episode is like work on controlling your ego. That's a
yeah, that's a
huge
good one. Yeah.
Because that's something that I have started doing and recognizing as well. Like you said, naming my ego and making sure that I understand that she is not me.
Yeah.
And she's not real. She's a separate person, a separate voice in my head. And there's another voice in your head. That's your intuition. That's the whispers that you hear when you're like, that's not right. You know, like, I don't actually feel that way. Like, why do I feel this way? That's the voice you should be tapping into. So, you know, maybe in 2022, you can work on that and just get stronger.
I will say the first time that I actually heard my intuition in my mind was over the summer. I was freaking out because I had just told my agent I didn't want to sign my contract.
And your mind was telling you,
and my mind was like, yo, what the fuck? Like,
what'd you do?
What are you doing? Like, and my mind was like, I was like sitting on the couch, like, holy shit. Like, I'm on vacation at this point. Like, I'm like sitting on the couch, freaked out. And then all of a sudden, my mind is doing all of these things. And this calm, quiet, my own voice.
That's the one.
It was the craziest thing. I was on my phone, like freaking out that I just told my agent I'm not re-signing. And this calm voice, which is my voice, was like, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
What if it does? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if it does? Yeah. That was it. What if it does? And I was just like, word. That's it.
Yeah,
like,
no
what
stress,
if it does?
no anxiety.
You know,
there
like,
you go.
And I was just like, okay. And then I just like ran with that. And I'm just like, you know what? What if it does work out? That's the thing.
I think
so many people are always on that negative.
Yeah.
What if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't work out? But what the fuck? What if it does?
What if it does?
How dope would that be?
Well, that's because now this is just turning into a whole different episode.
We just drifted.
That's because what was I trying to say? Your mind only thinks about the worst case scenarios.
Yeah.
It doesn't think about like the actual possibilities. That's hard to get to. That's hard to imagine because we don't know what that is. Because we've been in the mud for so long, and the worst case scenarios, the bad stuff that's happened to us, and that's all the stuff that we remember, and we don't remember the good stuff. We don't remember the times when we actually tried something new and we were good at it, or we like approached someone and like, or you know, whatever, made new friends, got a new job, like, you know, they're better off. There are always more opportunities out there, but just don't get stuck in the mud.
Yeah,
that that is your mind and staying in one place because of that.
Yeah. So okay, so for the collective, it is to control your ego.
I think it is the first step. If you haven't worked on this yet, is to work on your mindset. Work on the mindset first before you even have other goals like you want to work out and be fit for work out more in 2022. You're not going to do that because your mind is going to sabotage you from actually accomplishing that goal. Yeah. So you're setting yourself up for failure at that point.
I'm always I always say that mental exercise is greater than a physical exercise.
Yeah.
And I will still be that person. Like, I would rather go to yoga than go to an hour at the gym. And it's because like, I just love the mind workouts. Like, I just love that.
Well, that's funny because when I work out, I call it like a moving meditation for me. For me, it's just me in the gym. I'm working on my breathing, on my breath, making sure I get that right, on my form, like super technical. I don't give a shit about anything else. I don't look at my phone. I don't go on Instagram. I don't scroll like that.
Yeah.
In between sets or whatever. I don't even talk to people at the gym. I'm just like so hyper focused. That is my meditation in the gym.
And it's whatever, however you take it.
Yeah.
So I'm just agreeing with you that people need to get that mind in, control that mind, because once you control your mind, you control your life.
But that's true. But you bring up a good point. Like, if there was to be a second intention for 2022, is just to move.
Yeah.
Get moving any way you can. Gym.
Just start.
Yoga. Walking. Walking is actually a really great meditation, exercise, like just get up and go.
Yeah. And if you want to be more like mindful, like my therapist was always telling me, like, you're on autopilot. Like I would tell her, like, I've been overthinking, and she's like, you're on autopilot. You need to put it into manual. And that was like, when she told me that, I was like, what? Like, I'm on autopilot, you know? And it's so true because I'm on autopilot and I'm allowing this mindset to like really just destroy me.
Run free.
Really. Run free.
Yeah.
Like living rent free up in this head. Like there.
What is it? Like another way someone described it from all these books that we've been reading. Yeah. Obviously, third one, we'll get back to this. Read more books. It should be like, it's one of my intentions for 2022. But someone I read wrote that you have a monkey mind.
Yeah. Just goes rogue.
It just goes crazy. Like it's just in there like bouncing off the walls and stuff. And if you don't control it, if you don't check it, then that's just how you're gonna operate.
Yeah.
When you feel frazzled, when you feel like you don't have your stuff together, you feel all over the place, that's just your brain not like chilling out.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah, man, Thich Nhat Hanh, you guys trying to control that mind and get into that meditation. I'm all about meditation. He's
great. And then you also mentioned Jay Shetty.
Oh, yeah.
He's great. He also has a book and he has a great Instagram podcast. He's all over the place too.
Yeah.
He's been really, really great. And I think maybe that's where I got the monkey mind from.
Probably.
Because he was a monk. So I think
he's incredible. And I think that, so, okay. So what's our 3 right now?
So 3 for the collective is, learn how to control your mindset. Get moving is number 2. Get some kind of physical activity, get up and go. And number 3 is read more. I think.
And if you're not a reader, because I know that like a lot of people don't read a lot of books, you can find books out there that are very easy for you to read. Like very easy reads. Like, I talked about the 4 Agreements. That book is so easy. Like very easy read. And I know I'm going back fangirling for sure on Thich Nhat Hanh, but he writes his book so like to the point, very easy to read, that it's just like, wow, this was written for me. And he has exercises in there that you can literally washing dishes.
Yeah.
Washing dishes.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to wash dishes. And if you do, you're weird. Like, I'm sorry. Like no one likes to wash dishes. But it's just different. And I feel like if you just find those books that make it easy for you, you'll want to read more.
Yeah. And just to build on that, it doesn't have to be actual books. Because a lot of people will say they don't like to read, which is fine. But there's podcasts. There's like I think it's just consuming new information is really the point.
Yes.
A lot of it comes from books, but you can also get it from podcasts, from audiobooks if you want to do that. Talking to new people, different people, and just being conscious of what you're consuming like on a day-to-day basis. Like on social media. Like there's good stuff out there. And there's also like really bad stuff that will rot your brain. You just have to be intentional about what you're consuming, because that's literally what's going into your brain. You're feeding your mind. And that goes back to the first intention, which is your ego, your mindset. Like it's just telling you, it's just mirroring what you're consuming, what you're feeding it. So if you're just putting into your mind all this negative stuff, that's all you're going to get out.
Yeah, for sure. And like another thing that I just hope that everyone is doing moving forward into 2022, have deeper conversations with people.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like these like dumbass conversations, like I can't. I cannot. Like, I'm just like, I know there's a brain in there and I know that there's something you must be like excited about, but like, I just can't, I don't know what it is. Like if I don't have a deep conversation, I'm just like, this is boring.
It really is boring. Like once you unlock those levels of consciousness, like once you're woke and you're awakened in your journey, the little small talk stuff, it's just not going to cut it. The surface stuff, it just can't be done anymore because that doesn't, connect with you anymore. And so it's really hard to have deep, meaningful conversations with most people, and not by their,
like people
fault
who can't,
or anything.
People who can't have deep conversations are just people I just don't want in my circle.
That's fine.
I'm not saying that I have to have a deep conversation with you every single day. That's not what I'm asking for. Because I be going deep, but no one wants that, guys. Stop it.
Well, here's the thing. You can't control other people.
This is true.
So people are going to have small talk. You're going to have those like colleagues or people that are just acquaintances and you never get any deeper than that. Yeah. I would say maybe for the collective, a fourth one really quickly is to find your people and find your community. Because there are people out there that I recently discovered as I'm going on my journey that the more I share about the things I care about, I'm attracting those people and they're responding to me. And now I know who I can have those type of conversations with and who I can't. And I don't care about the people who can't. I just care about the people who are on the same wave as me. And we can have those type of conversations. So I think that's a really good one. Yeah. To your point is like, skip the small talk. Life is too short for that shit. It's like, get to the nitty gritty. I don't want to talk about the weather or what you're doing every night. Don't hit me up with the WYD text because I will leave you on red.
I don't even think I even get those anymore.
Like, I don't either.
Like, I'm just
like, you know, when you first meet someone though, like you gotta, until they show you a little bit about themselves.
I'm like, ugh. I know. You know me. I'm like, I just can't.
So, yeah, I think those are really good ones.
Yeah, I think they're good. I think those are intentions. So whatever you do with the intention is up to you.
Yes.
It's just like, you could do whatever you want.
Well, that's good. Yeah, you set the intentions, and then what you can do from there is you can build your goals. Like the steps that you would take to kind of meet those intentions. Yeah. Instead of just starting with like a random goal, like I'm going to work out 6 days a week. Are you? No.
Yeah. If you're just starting to work out, like just don't be like, I'm going to go do 2 a days or I'm going to go 6 times a week. Like, it's like, chill. Just go 3 times. Like, it's fine.
Make it so that it's manageable for you.
And not overwhelming, because then you're going to burn yourself out after like 2 weeks.
This is very true. So,
I just be at the gym and I'm like, I'd
be at the gym for 2 hours because I love that place now.
For real, dude.
I
was at the gym for 2 hours and I was like, I haven't been at the gym for 2 hours in a long time. At least 3 years.
I'd be in there.
Because I used to go to the gym like heavy. And then I just stopped.
Yeah.
I got into yoga and stuff. Yeah. But I was like, damn, I'm back to this 2-hour gym session.
It's like, what else are we going to do?
Yo, for real. It's cold as fuck out here.
Yeah. Man, that's definitely my personal thing is like, once I get my fitness and my diet together, it's over for you hoes.
It's over.
It's over. See you later. I'm gone.
She gone.
I'm out.
The old Brenda's dead.
Who that? All right, y'all. I think that was a great episode. Hopefully you guys got something out of that. And, you know, we kind of gave you a starting list. I would say it's a starting list. Don't feel like you have to do those things if it doesn't resonate with you. Just, you know, take a step back and really figure out what your intentions are for the year and then plan your goals around those intentions. I think that's really solid advice if you can take anything away from that.
Yeah, definitely. And we will be doing an episode about mixing in crystals.
Yes.
With that.
We will get to the crystals part. Yeah. Crystals, claws, and coffee.
Yeah, we will.
At some point.
And just how you can probably throughout 2022, you can put that into your routine of setting your intentions, meditating, putting it in your bag, whatever, however you want to feel.
Little friends.
However you want to feel for the day. But yeah, we'll be talking about that. Because this will help you on your journey in 2022 for sure.
Very exciting.
So make sure that you check us out on all platforms. So that includes Instagram, TikTok, and make sure that you like and subscribe for us.
Right there.
Please, we're thankful for you. So I hope that you guys have the best 2022.
Yeah.
Like, we are abundant for sure. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's remember that. And leave us any comments on what your intentions are. I would love to add some more to my list.
Yeah.
And see what everyone else is up to. I feel like, you know, as a collective, there are some that we can all work on. And individually, you know, everyone has kind of like their own kind of goals they want to achieve. So that would be cool to see.
Yeah. And another thing that I just want to say for many people real quick, you started the new year maybe inside your house, a little boring, maybe a little sad because you're used to going out and partying. Yeah, me and Brenda are in the crib. But yeah, you're home on the couch eating whatever and you're watching Instagram, people are going out, having a great time. But always remember, it is not how you end the year. It's not how you start the year, it's how you end it. So take that. So that's it. That's all.
Bye.
Bye.